Can anyone tell me what this is? It's low tide! And so what's this? High tide, or the tide is high. And what's this? The tide is turning. And the tide has gone out. Anyway, I didn't go over last week's homework. Nobody asked me any questions about it. That's part of the reason why I went over it. And since nobody really asked me any questions or anything, I thought you were all just fine. This week I'll be a little bit more proactive. And this week's homework really isn't all that hard. But what it does require you to do is to use discipline. Remember, big problems. Just take it slowly, take it piece by piece, and you won't have any problems. For example, if I have a table like this, they ask me for a network diagram. And so all I need to do is go through each of these and figure out how they're related. So it starts with A, and then I find out that B and C are directly related to A. And then what do they say about D? Well, D, President's diagram is B and C. And next, now here's the one that's a little tricky, E. E is a function of B and D. And I will stop there. You could figure out the rest yourself. Now here's the little bit of the tricky part. Now that I've done this diagram, and I know what the duration is in days. So for example, A to B is 1 day. A to C, whoops. I should probably do it this way. A is 1 day. Yes, activity on node. B is 2 days. And so on and so forth. Now, I look at every combination. And the way to do combinations is, start out with the first letter, and then go with B. And how many different ways can B go? Well, B can go to E. So I've got A, B, E. I've got A, B, D. And you keep looking at how it splits. And so after I do what comes out of A, then it's AC. And then what comes after AC? AC has D. But it looks like AC also has F. And so on and so forth. And so you can see what the lengths of all those are. Now, what does cost per machine mean? It means that for the machine running right now on step A, costs $1,000. So it tells you that the reduction is 1 over 1 plus n, where n is the number of machines that you get. So if I pay $1,000 for a second machine, then I can reduce this duration down to a half a day. If I buy 2 machines, which cost me $2,000, then this is 1 over 1 plus 2, which means this now suddenly goes down to a third of a day. Or let's look at this one, $600. If I spent $600, I could cut down from 5 days down to 2.5. Now, when do I want to be cutting down days? When I want to reduce the critical path. The other days don't matter. What it matters is the critical path. The thing is, you have to be careful about the critical path. Supposing you have one length that's 20 days, and so now I've reduced that down to 13 days. It doesn't mean the critical path is 13 days because I have another path that's now 15 days. Now this has become the critical path. So just reducing one path doesn't mean you've reduced the critical path. Something new could become the new critical path. And now I got to spend money to get that down. And so it asks you to get it down below 12. Now, how can I do these calculations? I like to do it this way, and that's that I have all the steps, I have all the durations, and then I put a 1 next to, so A, B, F, G, H, so 1 next to this, and then this is just this times this, and this tells me the total duration. And then what I normally do, we'll just sum it up. And then you can also put the costs in. And so you could do it every step one at a time like that. Now what the problem also asks you is to do an activity chart. What is an activity chart? Well, I have every day A, B, C. I'm just going to stop at D. So according to the activity chart, I've got day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, or I should say resource chart. A tells me it's 1 day long and they use 3 resource hours per day. 1 day, 3 hours. Boom, that's it. Now I know B comes after A, right? So B is going to last 2 days and it's 6 hours a day. So 2 days, 6 hours, 6 hours. Not too hard, is it? C has 3 days and the resource hours that it uses is 4. So 4, 4, 4. Now D can't start until B and C are both done. So it's precedences. So D can't start until day 5. It's 7 hours a day for 5 days. So it's 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. That's how you do a resource diagram. It's not difficult. And you can actually do a resource diagram off of a network diagram also. You just have to maintain your discipline. Just take it one step at a time. What comes before, what goes after. And as you can also see is we have some slack here, right? So what if it says, we don't want you to use more than 8 hours in a day? Well, you have some options here of moving these hours of B around to try to get it all under 8 hours. Actually, you can make it 4, 4, 4. That's about it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Take care, everyone.